think we have started the stream a little bit late. Let's confirm that I did in fact start this stream, especially since it's the first one of the semester. Press this, press that, this. See, something's live. Hello, hello, hello. See, something's live. All right, cool. That is doing audio. Wait, in the video, looks how I expect. All right, we have people in the Twitch chat, possibly. Let's see. This. Got 5 whole people. That's all right. I did start late. Maybe people figure this isn't happening. I guess for those that are here, some of you might be confused that are here. The way this course is being run is that we have 2 hybrid sections and 1 online section. So if you are here from the hybrid section, I guess I didn't send out an email about this because this is intended to bootstrap the online section. So that everyone's aware, there's a Tuesday hybrid section, there's a online section, which I am impromptu bootstrapping today, and then there's a Thursday hybrid section. All 3 of these sections are following the same content, and so everything's fair game. Yesterday we did the Tuesday hybrid bootstrap class, as in went over the syllabus and said this announcement that everything is basically 1 mega class. Tomorrow, Thursday, we'll do another syllabus thing that looks like Tuesday, I think. I think we might go a little bit faster for that one and then start some more material. We'll see what happens. And then today, to make sure that the online section is also on the same page, I sent out an email to everyone in the online section saying that I'm doing this to make sure we can take any questions if there are any questions, as well as explain what the heck's going on. So what the heck's going on is we are teaching Intro to Cybersecurity, and we are teaching it using the Pwn College platform. So Pwn.college is in fact a valid website. If you've never been to a .college website, turns out that's a top-level domain, and we happen to own Pwn.college as a domain, and that's the platform we're using. So a little background about me / about Pwn College. We created Pwn College back in 2018. It was myself and Jan Shoshitashvili initially, and we created it for the purposes of ASU's CSE365 online class. I think in fall of 2022, we officially transitioned 365 over to the Pwn College platform. And then starting this semester, we have also created now a fully online section of the class, which those of you in the online section are in fact taking. Fortunately, the way that we've built this class, especially as a result of COVID, though the ideas were there even before COVID, this class is built to be very easily run in an entirely online setting. We do offer this course as a hybrid, so that people that like an in-person element of their class, totally cool. You can show up to our 2 lectures a week in person if you want to. We also have recitations throughout the week in person. But if you're fully online, and that is cool too. So the way that this works is we use this Pwn.college website, and what everyone's going to be doing ultimately, I'm currently signed in, but what you'll do is you will create an account. So you're going to register and create an account. We'll get there in one moment though. For now, I've already got an account, so I will just use that. Cool. And once you have an account and you log into your account, you click on dojos and you will see a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe you'll quickly realize that there's like kind of a martial arts theme here to Pwn College. We've got all these belts. Not necessarily super relevant to you, though in theory, if you want to, you could go all the way towards earning your orange belt in Pwn College world. That's basically going to mean you solve every single challenge in Pwn College, or not in Pwn College, but in this course. In particular, the Intro to Cybersecurity, though I believe we will cover every single challenge that is present in the Intro to Cybersecurity or dojo. So if you solve all that, you'll earn your orange belt. On average, most people probably won't literally solve every single challenge. That's totally fine. But if you like the idea of earning your orange belt, this is on the table. Okay, back to the class though. We've got this CSE365 Spring 2024 Dojo. Right now, you'll see under Dojo modules, it is empty. There's currently no assignment out. Tomorrow, I believe we'll probably, I guess the syllabus, which we'll get to in a second, says that it's launching tomorrow at midnight, as in like right away in the day. A little box here will appear, and that'll be the first assignment. We'll see that when that happens. In the meantime, though, if you head on over to course after you've created an account, and you'll also see that I sent out an email that links to this. This setup thing is everything you need to do to get started in this class. You want to have this done as soon as you possibly can. It shouldn't take you more than a few minutes. But once you've got 5 green check marks, that means you're good to go. Everything's working. So what do you need to do? You need to create an account. As it says, the username will be visible publicly. So as part of this website, we have kind of like this competitive element for those interested. If you're not interested in a competitive element, it doesn't affect your grading at all. Some people are encouraged by a scoreboard. Climb the scoreboard. It's lots of fun. But if you don't care about that, you're just here for getting some learning in, getting your grade, getting out. That's also totally fine. But I will say that your username is visible publicly. So don't use like your ASU, right, or your first last name unless you want to expose it. I would not recommend it, though. You come up with some sort of cool hacker handle. If you decide to use your real name, you're welcome to. You're just de-anonymizing yourself. You are encouraged not to do that unless that is what you're intentionally doing. All of the course communication, with the exception of the very beginning of me sending out an email to bootstrap this whole process, is going to take place on Discord. So you will create a Discord account, then you will join the Pwn College Discord server. You will link your Pwn College account with your Discord here. So this thing right here, you'll see I've already got it linked. If you click on this before you link, it'll just show like the Discord. You click on it and boom, now you are linked. And then you link your Pwn College account with your ASU student ID. And you do so here, which is just the identity tab. Once you do that, now we can give you official grades, right? This is how we know who you are, since everything else is anonymized. We need some way of connecting to your ASU identity. This is how we do that. You need to put this in, and it will affirm to you when you type something in. So for example, I'll type in, well, since I'm an admin, it won't let me type something in. But if you put something in and it is not registered in our roster, it'll give you like this yellow box and say, hey, we don't know who the heck you are. You're not an official student. If you joined late in this course, that could be a reason. We'll update the course roster. And once we update it, you'll just put it in again and hit update, and it'll say, hey, you are an official student. This is great. Once you have completed everything, you will have 5 green checks. This will say setup complete. It'll also remind you, if you didn't get the Discord role during this, it'll tell you what you can do. Basically, you just go back into identity and hit update again. Every time you hit update, that's when we decide on if we should be giving you a Discord role. So that's how that works. And then you will be able to access the course communication channels, as well as all the public channels. Most of the channels on the Discord server are public to the world. Almost all of this material is public to the world. You are able to communicate in public for assistance and help and collaboration. However, we also offer course-specific communication channels. So for example, anything specific to this course that we need to put out an announcement for, it's going to be in the course announcement channels, and you need this Discord role to see that announcements channel. So you need to do this. And then there's also just like a discussion for being able to discuss with people only in the class, if that is something you're interested in doing, if you want to talk about course related things. So that is really kind of the core of getting started with Pwn College. Now, if once we, and this is, as we'll see with the syllabus, a huge part of the course, we're looking at the syllabus. And again, as a reminder, we have 2 hybrid sections, 1 online entirely section. The syllabus basically is identical. If there's anything that doesn't make sense, we can address that. Make sure there's no questions. No questions. Sweet. If anyone has questions, by the way, throughout this, feel free to type something in the Twitch chat that is a question, and I would be happy to answer it. So we're following the same thing as the hybrid class, more or less. If it doesn't make sense for you, right, maybe you're not in the state of Arizona, you can't probably attend core 170 on Tuesday or Thursday from 12 to 1:15. That's obviously totally fine. Everyone in all 3 sections, attendance is fully optional for anything. You can take this course entirely asynchronously and entirely online if you choose to do so. However, I will say if you are an online student, but you're in Arizona and you like the idea maybe of showing up to an in-person thing, whether it's one of the courses or one of the recitations, you're welcome to do so as well. That is totally available to you. If that's something you're interested in. This gives the information for that. Okay, sweet. I guess as another little statement about these recitations, the recitations are entirely there to help you with the assignments. So if you're stuck at all in this course, you're encouraged to show up to the recitations. Again, though, if you're fully online / not in Arizona / not able to do this, that's totally fine. The entire Discord is also built for asynchronous help. So if you have a question, you're able to ask there and someone will get back to you. We're trying to make it very smooth, whether you like in person or you like virtual. Okay. So for the online section, I believe I am the only instructor, so that doesn't really matter, but yeah, so we'll just say that. So we're going to be going over cybersecurity in this course. We're going to be doing this in a very applied manner. So let's see here. As this says, course structure, right? 1 giant class. Assessments, you're going to be assessed through Pwn College. Course communication, reminder, Discord, do the setup steps. If you have other questions, and if you're in the online section only, just email me. However, we highly encourage you to reach out on the Discord first. So I basically hope, you know when you need to send an email, but if it's about course content, there's a good chance you don't need to send me an email. The Discord serves so that you're going to get help quicker if you do it on the Discord, and more people will benefit from it. Of course, if it's like a very meta thing or you'll know when you need to email me. Let's just say that. But if at all possible to send it on the Discord, do it there. I also encourage you, if it is like a private-ish thing, if you need like a email trail of whatever you're sending, like it's very official stuff, whatever, send an email. But you'll probably on average get a response quicker if you send me a DM on Discord. I'm just better at being able to check that, though I will respond to emails, of course, in some sort of timely fashion as well. I believe there will be 9 assignments. We'll see if that changes. I don't think that's going to change, though. If it changes, we'll give you plenty of ample warning. Nothing will be a surprise here. Almost certainly this is going to be true. Each assignment is equally weighted. So there's 9 assignments. Each of them is worth 1/9 of your grade. Within an assignment, so each assignment has a whole bunch of challenges. So let's actually see a quick example of that. We'll just jump to CSE365 Fall 2023, just as an example. So here's the 9 modules that theoretically will exist, though no guarantees on anything. The first thing, and this will be launching tomorrow, is Talking Web. There's a whole bunch of challenges, right? So in this case, there are 39 challenges. Each of these challenges is equally weighted. So within an assignment, each challenge is equally weighted. And then all the assignments are equally weighted. So the number that you solve divided by the total number of challenges, that's how much you get. Also, it says solves after the assignment deadline are worth half credit. And this is critical. Assignments are worth 100% of your grade. Your entire grade is assignments. So yeah, hopefully that is very clear. We have a number of opportunities for earning extra credit in this course. You can earn up to 5% extra credit. And the way that you can do that is through memes, helpfulness, and good questions. So what does this all mean? So why memes? I mean, that sounds ridiculous, right? So the idea is just to further encourage Discord usage is basically on our side why we like this idea of memes. So that coupled with encouraging creative thinking around the material. So if you share educational memes in the course Discord, in the memes channel, there's a memes channel, you may receive up to 0.25% extra credit per week. And the per week definition means resets on Sunday at the very end of the day, it resets. So these memes, they need to be relevant, educational, non-offensive. So no excessively spicy memes. And you'll know that your meme was approved or you're getting credit for it when the course Discord bot acknowledges credited memes. So there's also like a memes log channel of what was considered good. And I think I'm planning on reviewing these memes in class at the beginning, or I think what I'm going to do is in my office hours. So I have office hours. What does the syllabus say? Mondays from 11 to noon. If you can make it, great. If you can't, no worries. It'll be available after the fact on Twitch/YouTube. And I'll probably spend the first 2 minutes reviewing the good memes, get a nice introduction going. All right, let's double check if there's questions. Do you recommend going through it? I don't fully know this question. I had a question on the recitation being 20% of the grade. How would we attend those online? Okay, good question. I think there's a syllabus out there, I think, that talks about that. Disregard that. If you can email me, actually, I think I know the syllabus that says that. I think I need to update that. This is the syllabus right here. This Pwn College dojo CSE365 spring 2024 course. There is no recitation grade. In the past, we did recitation grade. That's no longer. Okay. So yeah, that's the idea of memes. So the other element is helpfulness. So if you help people on the Discord, you're going to start getting extra credit. And the way that works is that people are able to thank each other whenever they are helped. So when someone helps you, you are able to right click on their message, you hit apps, and then you hit thanks. And that it logs basically the message as being thanked. It was helpful, and now someone just got a helpful point. And the way that you get extra credit for receiving these thanks is logarithmic. So what does that mean? It means first of all, it's not linear. Hopefully that's very clear. Each of these is worth 0.25%. This does not work like that. The way that this math works out is that if you help someone 10 times, so if you get 10 thanks, you're going to get 2.5% extra credit in total for that, for being helpful. And if you help 100 people, as in you get 100 thanks, you're going to get 5%. So the earlier ones are worth more, though you're encouraged to keep helping people. You keep getting some extra credit. You go past 100, you're not going to get extra credit past 100, but you will be a really cool person for helping your peers out. Similar to the memes, the course Discord bot will acknowledge things. However, unlike the memes, so the memes are approved by course staff, helpfulness is basically approved by everyone, right? So anyone can thank anyone. That being said, abuse of this system, as in just giving people thanks that it doesn't make sense to give them thanks, right? Inauthentic help, fake helping people or something, or trading things, or I don't know. We've seen weird things in the past. don't do that. Abuse of this system is considered a violation of academic integrity. So we're trying to give you extra credit for being collaborative on the Discord. However, you abuse that system, right? It's not good. It's academic integrity. Don't do it. Genuine help only. And I mean, you can tell someone like, hey, can you thank my message if someone like forgets to thank you or whatever? That's fine. Hopefully everyone will learn like the helpfulness culture. It's always worked out in the past. But you can remind someone to like maybe thank your message or something. But don't do weird stuff. If you're abusing the system, don't abuse the system. We will find you and we will it won't be good. Don't do it. Okay, the third thing, and this third thing here is new. We're testing this out. We are going to also give 0.25% extra credit per good question. So that's up to the discretion of the course staff. Again, like the memes, if you ask a very insightful question or a question where we're going to figure out exactly what this system looks like. We don't fully know the form this is going to take, what it's going to constitute good questions, but hopefully we figure it out as we go in this semester. That is also going to be worthy of extra credit. So you can in total earn between all three of these, earn up to 5% extra credit. So that's not 15% total, that's 5% total. Hopefully that's clear. It's not 5% per, it's in total 5%. No more questions, cool. So this is our current deadline schedule. This may shift. I can't imagine that it will shift earlier. If it does shift earlier, it'll shift earlier in like the next week or two. But it might shift later if we need to extend things. If we, for some reason, decide we need to give out an extension, we might push back the due date. We'll see what happens. I would assume, though, that this is highly accurate, but don't worry, we're not going to be unreasonable. We're not going to suddenly pull the due date forward or something. This should be pretty accurate. And you'll get plenty of notice if it's not accurate. Okay. This is the grade threshold. This is what an A plus versus a C plus versus whatever means. Hopefully that all makes sense. We might curve by lowering the threshold depending on weird circumstances, but this is almost certainly going to be how it looks. We won't make the thresholds higher. That would be not cool. Late submission, so as we said, 50% penalty, so you still might as well do them late, although you're probably encouraged to move on to the next module first if you're kind of falling behind, because if you start falling behind, that kind of effect can start snowballing. Up to you to figure out the game theory of what you want to do about late stuff versus current stuff. But you do get some credit still. You get 50% credit for solving things late. At some point, I don't know, we'll have to figure out what this date is going to be. This is basically going to be a day before grades are due. At some point, I think the academic calendar says the day that grades are due, probably midnight the day before, is when we will not accept any more solves. So we're going to be as generous as we possibly can be to you within the limitations of at some point we have to submit grades to ASU. And so you're not getting extra, or you're not getting graded past then. Fortunately, our grading system allows it to be very quick turnaround. Okay, but I think we're going to post recorded lectures here. So for example, let's see, I don't even know what happens if I go here. One way to find out. Yeah, so here we can see yesterday's lecture, and that's posted there. Cool. Collaboration policy. So it's a little bit of is this page accessible right now? Yes, this page is accessible right now at Pwn College, dojo, CSE365-S 2024/course. I don't know. I think this is bugged. Hold on. You see, why does it, I don't know what happens to the URL. Something's going wrong with the URL. It's at /syllabus though. Or I think, don't put a slash at the end. I don't know. There's something going on where that somehow something's causing this to vanish, and then I don't know what's going on there. But this is, in fact, where you can go. Okay, back to where we were. Okay, so as we've made very clear, hopefully, collaboration is a kind of significant part of this class in terms of you're able to help each other with these assignments. However, everyone is expected to do their own work. This is not group assignments. You're not all just like someone solve level 1, someone solve level 2, let's trade answers, boom, boom, boom. No, that's not how this works. Everyone has to solo solve their stuff. Everyone's responsible for their own levels. There's no trading of solutions or anything like that. However, if you are stuck on something, you can request assistance on the Discord, specifically on the Discord. That is where all collaboration needs to take place. You can request like, hey, I'm kind of confused about this concept. Can someone explain it to me? Is there a good tool to use for this level? You know, these sorts of questions that aren't just like, give me the solution to this challenge. That is not collaboration. That is academic integrity issues. Of course, this is gray and muddy and complicated because how do we exactly define where is the line, right? It's complicated. But we're going to assume good, what's the right word? Right intentions. We're going to assume that you're being not malicious. However, we will detect if you are being malicious and it will not be good for you. So as this says, there's a delicate balance between being excessively helpful and learning. The goal is always learning. So that's kind of the underlying idea of collaboration, is that the other person, the person that's getting helped, should be learning. This is a learning thing. So, and not just like walk them through the solution and maybe they learn while you walk them through the solution. That's too far, right? I think as it says, let's see here. So as it says, focused on concepts, not how to solve challenge X. Obviously, there's like kind of the concepts of how to solve. It's like, it is, I understand it is complicated. Just do your best and don't abuse the collaboration policy. So, you may not discuss full or significant portions of a challenge's solution. You may not intentionally solve challenges as a group. Don't do that. You must solve them individually. If there's any confusion, feel free to ask. As this says, we will assume good intentions, but if you're being egregious, we will consider that an academic integrity violation. If you're kind of pushing it past the line, we'll go ahead and warn you. We're not just going to outright suddenly academic integrity violate you unless it's very clear you're being insanely egregious about things. We will warn you. But that's kind of hopefully everything makes sense there, right? Don't abuse the collaboration policy. Academic integrity. I mean, this is kind of the follow-up to this. Plagiarism, cheating. Don't copy solutions. Don't post solutions. Don't post your solutions on GitHub. Don't steal other people's solutions from GitHub. Don't just... Goal is to learn, okay? Don't do an academic integrity. This is kind of fun for those unfamiliar with the last year. Generative AI has been, kind of the new... blockchain's out, generative AI is in, and we are riding that hype train. So generative AI, you're allowed to use generative AI. Use it in a way where you're learning. Don't abuse generative AI. I don't know. It'll help you in some places. It won't help you in other places. Don't abuse it. If it feels like you're the equivalent of just copying someone else's answers, you're abusing it. If there's any questions, feel free to ask. We actually have here in this help tab, well, if it loaded, that's wonderful. Well, we'll figure that out. And there it goes. We actually have a generative AI. I don't even remember what challenge. How should I approach this challenge? We actually have a generative AI thing built into the website. Takes a little bit. I don't even know what challenge I started. Oh, I think I started a welcome challenge about VS Code. Cool. Anyways, generative AI is welcome, but don't abuse it. Any other courses for this semester and any prerequisites for this and other courses? I guess I don't know what you mean. I will say this semester, I guess there is a 598 course running with Pwn College. There's a 545 course running with Pwn College. Need a little more specific. The prereqs for this course, I think, I'm assuming you're talking from an ASU context. Remember, anyone can be watching this stream right now. Who knows who's out there? I believe 240 is a prereq for 365. Whatever ASU says the prereq is, that's the prereq. Almost everything's recorded, so hopefully that doesn't surprise you. That's how we are able to do things online and asynchronous. Things have to be recorded. Special accommodations, talk to the Disability Resource Center. We might update things, copyright, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Cool. So that is the syllabus. I think that covers really the structure of this class, what you need to do to get started. The first assignment will be available tomorrow. I guess as a little precursor. So if you are worried about what it's going to look like to use Pwn College, I encourage you to go to this Using the Dojo topic dojo. In this dojo, there is the welcome module, and this should take you like less than 10 minutes to complete. It will talk you through the fact that there is VS Code, there is a GUI desktop, how to paste in the desktop, the idea of the flag file, practice mode, persistent home directories. This should, this is our first time encouraging people to do this thing, but I can't imagine it takes more than 10 minutes to solve all of this. There's also a getting started video where I talk through basically all the ideas here. So just to demonstrate, just a quick little thing, we have this thing called the workspace. The workspace is VS Code. So I can create a terminal. I hit Shift, Command P. I'm on a Mac. It's probably Shift Control P if you're not. Create new terminal. And now I have a terminal. So I have a terminal in the browser inside of VS Code. And as we will see in this course, we have this challenge directory that is, in fact, I think since we're on the very, very first challenge, /challenge/solve. Wow, that's really fancy. See, boom, but we're in practice mode right now, so we got a practice flag. But we have this challenge directory. Almost all of the assignment files are going to be inside of this challenge directory. It'll make more sense depending on which module we're on. You'll get the hang of this. Maybe it sounds confusing right now, but it'll make sense very quickly. You also have a home hacker directory, which I have a whole bunch of garbage in that I probably should just like wipe away because I think my home directory is full. That you can store persistently in there. And that's probably all you really need to know. So that's VS Code way of accessing your challenge environment. Your goal is always to get the flag. You'll see that you cannot get the flag because the flag is owned by roots and is only readable by root. However, inside of the challenge directory, there's always going to be these little weird red files. They're red because they're setuid, which basically means that when you run this program, it will run as root. And so that is how the challenge is able to then go on to access the flag. If this makes no sense to you, hopefully throughout the duration of this course, you'll kind of get more familiar with Linux. Okay. So there's also a desktop in the browser option. So if you like a little desktop experience more, you can like start up a terminal. You can open up Wireshark, whatever you want to do. You'll see maybe later modules you might like Wireshark. Yeah, that's an option. And then there's also a third option, which is SSH. So if you want SSH, where did it go? You'll end up putting your key here. This is your public key. And if you're curious about SSH is basically you can access it through your own terminal. You SSH into the server. This using the dojo module has a getting started video. In this video, we talk about how you can set up SSH if you want to go that route. So there's 3 ways of accessing the challenges. So once you're starting the assignment tomorrow, that'll make a lot of sense because you need to access the challenges somehow. And that is how everything works. Okay. I'm not from the US. Am I allowed to take this? Do I need some kind of registration? So that, I guess, does not necessarily fall under the 365 ASU office hours, but I will answer because, there's not a whole lot of questions right now. The answer is yes. And anyone is allowed to go to Pwn College and start doing stuff. Make an account, solve challenges, watch the videos. Everything's good to go. Join the Discord. You can ask questions there. Also, once I end this stream, because then I won't be answering questions in the Twitch chat, so the Discord is the place to go. Everything's good to go. Yeah, you're more than welcome to take this. There's no kind of registration required. Just move forward and join along. It'll be great. Okay, does anyone else have any questions? Are we expected to research how to do things? For one of the first challenges, I had to research how to use the terminal Python interpreter. Yes, so there will be, is this for Talking Web or what is this for? I'd ask as a kind of some context. But yes, the answer is you may need to research how to do things. So if I go, so we'll go back to fall 2023 as a kind of precursor here. So yes, as you'll have noticed, there's all these lecture videos. These lecture videos are going to be made available pretty soon here, tomorrow. Probably it will be these same videos. And these videos talk about HTTP. As you pointed out, they do not talk about Python. However, as you will very quickly see, level 3 says send an HTTP request using Python. So the way that this is going to work is a decent amount of effort will need to be put into researching some topics outside of what we do. That being said, since you're going and getting a head start, maybe you're a little nervous, it's going to be too much of that. Every single module that we start with, we will guide you through kind of getting started. So, for example, for Talking Web, there's a good chance that we'll be talking about levels 1, 2, and 3 to make sure that everyone's on the same page about at least the very basics of curl and where to get more information about curl, the very basics of netcat and where to get more information about netcat, and similarly with Python. You definitely will still need to be doing kind of external research. So for example, if you've never launched a Python interpreter before, which is totally fine, you might end up researching how to do that as you did. But we will, so for example, tomorrow at some point, I would be very surprised, or maybe during my office hours, whenever we do it, I'll be very surprised if you don't see during that at some point I type Python and show print 1 + 1 and do import requests. And then I say Python is no good. Python's even cooler, and import requests and request.get, blah, 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 blah. But we'll also point you at documentation for like how to use the request library, and we'll talk about some of the more applied things. So these kind of prior lecture videos are much more conceptual in nature. But then the office hours, definitely the office hours at a minimum, will be more applied in answering these sorts of questions. Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? Are the office hours recorded as well? Yes. So Definitely at a minimum, mine will be. I'm like all over the place. Where is this? Dojos. Just go back. 365 spring 2024. And then course. So my office hours will be every week, with the exception of this week, Monday at 11 a.m. to noon. Now, there's a chance that I'll run late in terms of I might go from like 11 to 1 p.m. or something. But roughly speaking, it's going to be 11 to noon every Monday. It'll be on Twitch. So if you're viewing me right now, it's going to be the same spot. And then this video right now on Twitch, once it ends, you'll see that on twitch.tv/Pwn College, immediately there's a video available as soon as the stream ends. And you can watch it there, I think, for up to 60 days. It's available on Twitch to watch. And then we will also, generally takes around a week, hopefully less than a week, to also get that migrated over to YouTube so that it's just permanently available as well. But definitely it's immediately available on Twitch. We'll try to get it to YouTube as quick as possible. And as exactly, it's going to be recorded and available. So yeah, we're totally going to support you doing things asynchronously. So if you're not able to make it at Monday at 11 a.m., totally cool. You can watch it after the fact. Hopefully it'll be just as useful. Of course, I won't be able to take your questions live during it if you're not there synchronously. But maybe we'll come up with some sort of way that you can pre-ask questions in the Discord. Other people will probably have similar questions as you. Will see what makes sense for that. Okay, any more questions? The class will make even more sense once the first module is launched and you're working on it. And then the rest of the class will more or less look like that, with just different modules that feel slightly different because it's a different topic. So I guess as like a little precursor, this is, I guess the syllabus says it. So this is roughly what we're going to be following this semester. There will be some changes through some of these modules. So if you want to get a head start, you're welcome to look at these things. But we make no guarantees that it will. Like, for example, and probably won't happen, but for example, if you decide to get an early start on assembly crash course, we might change every single level in there. It's going to be completely new stuff. I don't think that's going to happen, but it could happen. We make no guarantees. But if you want to get a head start, you're welcome to attempt to, and then hopefully you're at least primed. We do change a bunch of things to solve that quickly. So we're going to be going over a bunch of web-related things, a bunch of assembly-related things, cryptography, access control, intercepting communication has to do with networking, and we'll get, once we have a foundation for some web, we'll get into web security, and once we have a foundation for assembly and how programs really work, we're going to get into binary exploitation as well. Okay, any final questions? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up since this is syllabus day. Oh, this camera lost me. How did that happen? Hello, camera? What happened here? What the? Maybe. Cool. Hi, Connor. I want to take a minute to congratulate you and all the staff of ASU for the excellent courses are making available to anyone who wants to learn. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for your appreciation. So for those that are not part of ASU, you're more than welcome to use this material. Go for it. It's great. Any final questions? If there are final questions, I guess I will, if nothing else, conclude by saying go to the setup. So this is the link. So Pwn College dojo CSE365-S 2024 course setup. Unless you join late, you should have received an email that points you to this link. This is the getting started link. Do that. Do these 5 steps. And then if you have more questions, well, now you're ready to communicate on the Discord, and you're more than welcome to ask further questions on the Discord. And we're going to get started with course material tomorrow. At least it'll launch, I think, as we said, there's 3 sections. We'll have a bit of a syllabus day tomorrow also. Step 5 is only for official ASU students, right? Correct, yeah. So this is just for grading on the ASU side. So if you're interested in following along with this content, you're more than welcome to. You obviously don't have an ASU student ID to provide at that point, but you're not going to lose out on any content related things. This ASU student ID means that we can grade you, and it also means that you get an ASU role on the Discord so you can see course specific things. But that's largely administrative things that are only relevant to ASU students anyway, so you're really not losing out on anything. Most of the help happens in public channels. So that should be, you're not really missing out on anything if you don't have this step. Unless you are an ASU student, in which case do this because you want to get graded. Okay. Cool. That looks like all. So I will end the office hours here. Again, follow these steps. Communicate with me on Discord if you're confused. And let's have a good semester. Goodbye, everyone.